All right, let's get into it. Every developer, sooner or later, has to put on their detective hat. You're staring at a crime scene, your code, and there's a sneaky culprit, a bug that's left no obvious clues. Well, today we're going to crack that case wide open by mastering the art of browser debugging. You know that feeling, right? I mean, you've written what looks like perfectly good code, but something is just wrong. A button doesn't work, a number is off, and you're just staring at your screen totally stumped. It's got to be one of the most frustrating things in programming. But hey, today we're going to turn that frustration into a superpower. So that whole frustrating process, it has a name, debugging. But let's look at it a different way. It's not a chore, it's an investigation. It's all about finding and fixing those errors. And to do it right, you really have to think like a code detective, gathering clues and following the trail. Now, every good detective needs a toolkit, and lucky for us, our most powerful tool is already built right into the browser. We're about to get real friendly with the sources panel. Think of it as the command center for our entire investigation. And getting to it, it's super simple. Just open up your page in Chrome, press F12 or Command plus Option I if you're on a Mac, and then click on the tab that says Sources. That's literally it. You've just opened up your digital detective kit. Okay, when you first open it up, don't get overwhelmed. This whole thing really just boils down to three key areas. Over on the left, you've got the file navigator. That's how you find the exact script you need to look at. In the middle is the code editor. That's our crime scene. And on the right, that's the JavaScript debugging pane. That is where all the real magic happens. Okay, so we've got our toolkit open, but how do we catch a bug in the act? We need to stop things in their tracks. So our first move is to set a trap. And in the world of debugging, that trap is called a breakpoint. So what is a breakpoint? Well, it's basically a spot you pick in your code where you tell the browser, hey, when you get to this exact line, just pause. It freezes everything right then and there, which lets you look around and see exactly what's going on at that one specific moment. It's how we catch the bug red-handed. And setting one up, it is ridiculously easy. You just find a line of code you're a little suspicious of and you click right on the line number. A little blue marker pops up and that's it. Your trap is set. Now when you run your code, it's going to stop dead in its tracks right there. And the second your code is paused, that's when the real investigation starts. The application is frozen in time. This is our moment. Now we can carefully poke around our crime scene and gather all the evidence we need. When the code is paused, that debugging pane on the right just comes to life. It's got three super important sections: watch, call stack, and scope. Just think of these as three different ways to look at your evidence. Each one gives you a really unique piece of the puzzle. Okay, so the watch pane. Think of this like you're putting a tail on a specific suspect. You can tell it, hey, I want to keep a close eye on this variable, and it'll show you its value in real time as you move through your code. It's perfect for when you already have a hunch that a certain value is acting weird. Next up is the call stack. This is basically your timeline. It shows you the exact chain of command, which functions call other functions to get you to this breakpoint. It's like retracing the bug's footsteps. Super useful for figuring out how your code ended up in this particular situation. And then we have the scope pane. This is like a complete evidence locker for that moment in time. It shows you every single variable that the code can see right now, both the local ones inside the function and the global ones that are available everywhere. This is where you go to check if a variable has the value you think it should have. Alright, so we've paused the code, we've gathered our clues from the dashboard. Now it's time to trace the culprit right to the source. We're going to follow the execution line by line to pinpoint exactly where things go wrong. At the top of that debugging pane, you've got your movement controls. Resume is easy. It just lets the code run until it hits another breakpoint. But the other buttons, the step commands, those are our primary interrogation tools. They let us move through the code one single statement at a time. Total control. Now, the most important distinction you gotta know is the one between step over and step into. So listen up. Use step over when you see a function call and you're pretty sure that function is fine. The debugger will just run it and move on. But if you suspect the bug is hiding inside that function, you hit step into. That takes you right inside to investigate it line by line. So let's just put this all together. These are your new debugging superpowers. You can pause your code whenever you want with breakpoints. You can inspect any variable with watch and scope. You can understand the entire journey your code took with the call stack, and you can trace the execution step by step to find the source of any bug. You're ready. And hey, don't just take it from me. The source material for this is very clear. It says that with just these tools we've covered, you have everything you need to start debugging right now. It's really not about memorizing 100 tools. It's about getting good with these essential ones. So the only question left is, what's next? That bug that's been driving you crazy for a week? That feature you couldn't get to work? You now have the tools, you have the know-how, go solve it. Your investigation awaits.